A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a significant ruling, a federal appeals court has allowed the Trump administration to terminate $16 billion in grants that were awarded by the Biden administration aimed at combating greenhouse gas emissions. This decision comes as part of a broader legal battle surrounding climate change funding and environmental initiatives that has stirred political tensions in the United States. The U.S. Appeals Court for the District of Columbia ruled 2-1 in favor of the Trump administration, overturning a previous decision made by a lower court that had blocked the termination of these grants. Judge Naomi Rao, a Trump appointee, wrote for the majority, asserting that the lower court overstepped its jurisdiction by intervening in what is fundamentally a contractual dispute. Rao emphasized that claims regarding the arbitrary termination of grants should be resolved in the Court of Federal Claims rather than district courts, which are primarily tasked with constitutional matters. The dissenting opinion from Judge Cornelia Pillard, appointed by former President Barack Obama, argued that the termination of the grants was politically motivated and undermined Congress's authority over spending. The grants in question were part of the Inflation Reduction Act, which represented the largest investment in climate change initiatives in U.S. history. This act was passed during President Biden's administration and aimed to finance a range of projects intended to reduce greenhouse gas emissions and promote clean energy infrastructure. The Trump administration's decision to terminate these funds has been met with strong opposition from environmental groups and nonprofits that were set to receive the funding. The Climate United Fund, one of the plaintiffs in the lawsuit, expressed disappointment at the ruling but vowed to continue fighting for access to the funds, asserting that the Trump administration's actions were unlawful. The legal battle began when 5 nonprofits filed a lawsuit against the Trump administration after the Environmental Protection Agency, EPA, led by Lee Zeldin, announced it would freeze the disbursement of the $20 billion allocated to various environmental initiatives. Zeldin had previously criticized the allocation of these funds, labeling them as examples of government waste and calling for a review of the Greenhouse Gas Reduction Fund. In a video posted earlier this year, Zeldin claimed that the funds had been improperly parked at Citibank and accused the previous administration of irresponsibly funneling taxpayer dollars to far-left activist groups. The ruling has raised questions about the future of federal funding for climate initiatives and the extent of executive power in altering or terminating grant agreements. As the political landscape continues to shift, the implications of this decision may reverberate throughout the ongoing debate over climate policy in the United States. The appeals court's decision not only highlights the contentious nature of environmental funding, but also underscores the ongoing divide between the two major political parties regarding climate change and government spending. The Trump administration has consistently opposed many green energy initiatives, viewing them as burdensome regulations that hinder economic growth. In contrast, the Biden administration has made addressing climate change a central tenet of its policy agenda, seeking to invest heavily in renewable energy and sustainability efforts. As the legal battles unfold, stakeholders on both sides of the aisle are closely monitoring the situation, with environmental advocates urging Congress to take action to protect climate funding from future political maneuvering. The outcome of this ruling may set a precedent for how future administrations handle environmental grants and funding, potentially reshaping the landscape of U.S. climate policy for years to come. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.